Hey there. So I had this idea to play through the campaign on solo Insane Arcade with the hardest mutators on. You know, like try to give myself a challenge. Since I'm going through with it, I figured why not record and post it. So that's more or less what I'm going to be doing for a while. I'm going to try to post one chapter a day where it's more or less just me playing the campaign. There's 33 chapters in the campaign. It comes with two catches though. The first is that I have to have the 3 hardest mutators on that won't make the game impossible. And if I have to, like, if I die, I have to restart the chapter completely. I've always felt like the Gears campaigns were a little too easy, on, like, even on Insane. You kind of, like, learn the level and then you're good to go. You can beat it. Like, I can probably beat Gears 1 dying once or twice if I really wanted to. So, I've always wanted to do something like this, but there was no way to actually make the game harder. Since this is just the prologue and it's impossible to die on, I figured this would be a good chance to just introduce what I'm doing. The mutators are going to change from chapter to chapter. I'm not just going to pick 3 mutators and run with them. Like, for example, a chapter that's all lambent enemies would use friendly fire instead of enemy regeneration, since lambent enemies don't regenerate even when it's on. For the most part, no ammo pickups and must active reload are going to be on, but if I don't think there are any chapters that would make it, you know, that they're not going to affect, but if there is, I'm not going to use it on those levels. I'll find something to exchange them out for, or I just won't have, I'll just have an empty mutator slot for that level. Just for the record, for anybody who looks at the mutators and wonders why I'm not using the vampire mutator, it doesn't actually make the game any harder. Like, I was messing around with it, beating chapters with it, and it makes the game a lot easier. I guess it doesn't necessarily make it easier, it just changes the way you need to play. So, for people who don't have it, if you shoot somebody, you regain health, but you don't regain health normally. So, as long as you're hitting people, you're more or less invincible. I was also thinking about using big explosions on some chapters since it makes Lambent more deadly, but playing with it, it also turns frags and boom shots into like auto-win nukes, so I decided to keep it off, and on some of the levels it makes gunkers impossible to beat because they'll throw gunk and it covers like the whole area. So obviously it's, you know, I'm not trying to make this impossible, I'm just trying to make it as difficult as I can while still being, you know, beatable. So, but every chapter is going to get its own video. I'm probably going to poke in with tips now and then on some of the harder parts for some of the chapters. I mean, some of these chapters with this shit on is legitimately difficult. Like the Brumac at the end of the first chapter of Act 2 took me about 12 minutes to beat by itself because I had no ammo. So some of it's funny, some of it's probably going to be boring, but I don't know, it's something that I wanted to do. So this is the first part. I'll be uploading the second part, which is the first chapter, either later tonight or tomorrow.
Couldn't blame them for court-martialing me, or for the life sentence. So the war went on while I was rotting in prison.
There it is! Raven inbound!
Marcus, we've got
And I still couldn't save my father. But you can't save them all.
Dad!